Going on, YouTubers? It's your boy J-Man here for Vagabond Daily. I'm doing a quick review of the newly released movie titled Suicide Squad. I just got done watching it with a radio friend of mine. We seem to always watch the new comic book movies, and yeah, I must say I went into this movie not expecting like great things, but from what I saw of the trailers, I mean, it looked cool, and I have a very small knowledge of the whole comic book scene. I know a little bit about DC and Batman thanks to the Batman games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and I'm just wrapping up Arkham Knight. Yeah, that's what it is, Arkham Knight. But anyway, I went into this movie thinking, you know, it couldn't be like horrible. I've seen some very bad movies, but I went into this movie thinking, okay, it'll be good, but I'll kind of just check in my brain at the door and just have a good time. The reviews on this movie, I know Rotten Tomatoes is giving it very harsh collective reviews, and some of the other journalists are giving it very mixed reviews, a lot more bad than good. But I went into this movie thinking, hey, it's going to be at least a decent movie. And, you know, if I had to rate it out of 4 stars, we'll do 5 stars. If I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I would probably say a 2.5, 3. It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't like the greatest movie. I like the fact that this movie had a great soundtrack. Listening to some of the songs in the movie reminded me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy, which had a great soundtrack, but that was actually a really good movie as well. But this movie had a great soundtrack. The overall plot, I won't ruin anything, but I didn't like the main villain. It's kind of a little far-fetched even for a comic book movie. But the actors themselves, I don't know the names. I know Will Smith was Deadshot. Maggie, I forget her last name, but she did a wonderful job playing Harley Quinn. And I think Will Smith did a fairly good job playing Deadshot. I know in the video games, Deadshot was more very cold, assassin-ish character. And in this one, you see more of a human side of Deadshot with Will Smith's version of it. But overall, I think he did a pretty good job. Harley Quinn, she nailed it out of the park. I know there's a lot of people complaining about the Harley Quinn character because she's really sexualized in this. Sexualized? Yeah, I said that right. And in the comic books, if I'm correct, she was more of almost like a victim, like a abused victim. But in this, you don't really see it that much. I know she's in love with Joker. Speaking of Joker, Jared Leto. That's a tough act to follow, especially when you're following Heath Ledger, because his performance was awesome. I am still a very big fan of Jack Nicholson's version because that's the one I grew up with. Same way with Michael Keaton's version of Batman. He's Batman in my eyes. But anyway, Jared Leto as the Joker, I thought he did a pretty good job. He wasn't as sadistic as I was expecting him to be, but he didn't really play a really big role in this. He was honestly a little more almost a side character, which is fine. I mean, if they bring him back for Ben Affleck's standalone Batman movie, I'm down with that. Speaking of Ben Affleck, he actually makes an appearance or two in this, and he does a pretty decent job. Very small roles, but this isn't a Batman movie. There is a mid-credit scene, so if you stick around mid-credits, you'll see a cool scene, and it kind of leads up. I mean, they're playing up the Justice League, which I'm excited for that one. I hope they do it well. But with this movie overall, I would say 2.5, 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, I've seen worse movies, but it was a good movie. I mean, it had its flaws. The plot was mismatched, I would say, just kind of washy, kind of washed out a bit. The villain could have done better, but yeah, I'd pay to watch it. So if you want to go see it, I would, I'd probably recommend it. You probably, unless you're a hardcore DC or comic book fan, you're probably going to want to steer clear of it because I think it'll probably piss you off. But I'm not a hardcore fan. I just know the basics, but I thought it was a decent movie. Go ahead and watch it. PG-13, so I think I'm not 100% sure, but I could have swore they dropped the F-bomb in it once. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, Suicide Squad. Um, Decent movie. I'd go ahead and watch it. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. So if you get a chance to go out this weekend, go watch it. I think you'll have a good time. Take the kids. I don't think there's really too bad parts in it. Like I said, I think they dropped the F-bomb once. I think. I could be wrong, but I know Superman versus Batman had a rated R version that came out when it hit Blu-ray and DVD. So, yeah, this is all just playing up to the inevitable Justice League movie, which I think is going to be fantastic. I'm very excited for that. So, yeah. Anyway, Suicide Squad. I would say a three. Well, we'll go with a 3 out of 5. It wasn't the best movie by far, but it wasn't like the worst movie. It was okay. But yeah. Anyway, this is J-Man here for Vagabond Daily. I will catch you later. See ya.